Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 42 of the Fake Fans podcast. I'm surprised you made it here.
Sorry, I'm a little triggered.
Because of me?
No, it's because 42 is like, it's like one of the ages that chat always says that I am. And honestly, obviously they're wrong. I'm not 42, but...
Hey, at least you're not 67.
Okay, but like I am getting closer to that age. You know, I turn 35 next week.
Wow, you old as fuck.
Before you guys continue, 2 episodes ago, you guys played a which character has more Rule 34 posts.
Yes.
And I believe Peter lost.
Yes.
So I acquired some cosplay for you to put on, Peter.
I forgot that this was
and I know we recently talked about Demon Slayer, the movie. And so I just wanted
surely you picked a cool male character, right?
Yeah.
A cool male penis-having character, right?
Yes. I actually don't remember her name, but it's the pink hair girl.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh my, let me see it.
Yeah, let me bring it over to you guys real quick.
What is this one?
Oh my god.
Is this the... It's the girl with the pink ring hair. I forgot her name.
Is
the
it
Love
weird?
Hashira.
I see this and I want to eat airheads.
No, it's because the colors are so vibrant.
Like, I want some watermelon flavored candy right now.
Yeah, we can get
Am
you
I
that.
putting this on right now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm fucking...
That looks so good. You are looking sharp and fresh, my king. Can you wear this to when we go out later today?
I'm in a lot of pain. There are some parts of this cosplay that fit. There are definitely some parts of this cosplay that don't fit.
Oh, I got the extra large. I thought it would fit.
Well, it's like these socks. that I'm
Oh,
wearing,
wow, you really committed.
I'm being squeezed right now.
Oh, you really...
Also, my arms are so constrained too.
But you
look great.
Also, if I tried to fucking button this shit, the button would break.
I
Okay.
think that's actually canon.
Well, her titties are just out. Right?
Yeah.
I feel so erotic right now.
You look great.
You
Hey,
look
thanks.
great.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
guys.
cannot pull that nearly as well as you
You know what?
did.
I wear this cosplay with pride because Scarra knows way more about random Rule 34 than I do.
It wasn't even random, bro. It's like literally the questions were like, does Pokemon have more Rule 34 or a car? It's like, oh, well.
Yeah, but the Pokemon was Victini.
It doesn't matter. It's Pokemon. I'm just saying Pokemon rules the world, man. Pokemon rules the world. Also, before we get any further, you may have noticed that we have a new location. You know, I tend to say this every 4 or 5 episodes. This is going to be our permanent sub location, which we will decorate out in next couple episodes.
This is the one until they find out that there's been a corpse rotting in the walls in like 3 months.
TLDR, we just moved. And I am now in a house with me, Toast, Sid. We decided to move into different separate houses because we're getting to the age where a lot of people want their own rooms and a lot of space. So we have this nice, huge house, and we have a podcast set up dedicated to just this podcast, and Toast has one too, like right over there. So this is the first time we set up stuff, and we will have this is a permanent podcast area which we will be able to like decorate and hopefully have our nice setup on personal space. So I'm really excited. Really happy to be living in a new place. But it made me realize something, and that I've turned into a very like boring person, I guess. Like I need hobbies. Like I wake up, I want to focus on my health a little bit more, so I go to the gym like pretty much every day, and then I stream for like 7-8 hours. When I get back, 9 hours, and then I will just read. Whether it's manhwa or a manga, or like I'll literally read fantasy fiction, and that's it. And that's all I do. That's all I do every day. Like I don't. I need hobbies, man. I need fucking hobbies. I need stuff to do. I realize that like I've become a very like my routine is so it's not it. I need to live life a little bit more. And usually what happens is I live life through traveling, and so I have a very boring routine at home. But I'm like at the point where I'm right before traveling, so my routine, I'm already like we need to mix it up. I need to do something different. Like what's your routine? What do you got?
My routine?
Yeah.
You want to know my routine?
Yes.
I have been a slave to streaming for the past like 4 fucking weeks. Between Abe's Cobblemon server into Abe's Rust server. I have just been streaming so fucking much that I am just Abe's Rust server just ended like 4 days ago.
Okay.
And I have finally started to have more than like 5 hours of sleep a day. And it's weird. My sleep schedule, by the way, completely fucked up. When did I go to bed last? I went to bed till last night at 7 a.m.
Oh.
And I woke up at 1 p.m.
Oh.
So honestly, even though I slept hella late, I didn't actually get that much sleep. So I'm in a state of delusion. I'm not locked in right now. I can't even think properly. All I could think about is how the various cosplay props on my body are squeezing oxygen out of me. My brain feels shriveled and yet juicy at the same time. I can't really fully explain it. But my routine, Scarra, you want to know my routine? I haven't been streaming at all the past 4 days, and it's been incredible. You know what I've been doing? Anita left for Korea. She's in...
If you just paused right there, I would have been like...
Yeah, Anita left me and took the kids. All right.
I mean, you were gone for 4 weeks.
No, but yeah, Anita left for Korea. She is with her friends, I believe, to watch Zero Base One, a K-pop group, live in person. She's very excited and happy. I've been following her Instagram stories, and she's having an incredible time. Also, it was her birthday 2 days ago. Yesterday, it was her birthday yesterday. Sorry, whoa! I did my Instagram post yesterday. I never post on Instagram.
I saw that. Yeah, you finally hard launched after 5 years.
It's gonna be 4 in December. But
wait, actually, how many pictures of you and Anita?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I actually it took me forever to find like a good photo of us together, like out in public that I liked. Because in my opinion, Anita looks good in every photo, but obviously she doesn't think that. She thinks she has a good side. I'm like, okay, sure, you have a good side, I guess, whatever. I think all your sides are good, whatever. But like, she's very picky with how she looks in photos. And also, I am very picky with how I look in photos because I'm going to be honest, I gained a bunch of weight. Like, I gained a bunch of weight post-relationship and like dude, you know what pisses me off? My fat zones are my stomach and my neck. Okay.
Oh.
Some people's fat zones are their fucking ass and titties, okay? Or whatever. Some other part of their body that's not nearly as conspicuous. Me, the more I eat, the more I look more like a thumb, okay? So like,
wait, my fat zones are my cheeks, which is really bad. So it's like immediately if I like eat poorly or like I'll have a month of like really bad whatever, like it's like I puff up. I'm like I got bit by a bee.
Wait, I feel like you look cute though. Like the idea of your fat zone being your cheeks, that sounds cute as fuck. Like, oh, you're a little squirrel.
Why couldn't it be my ass? Like
I mean,
I wouldn't be running around with a factory back there, bro. Instead I got like a food truck.
No, you got a dump truck back there.
I got like
Good Lord. You cannot put more real estate back there because like you got that ass, brother.
No, man. No.
Yeah. So, like, no, genuinely, Anita will tell me, like, baby, I gained like 5 pounds. I'm like, where? Where the fuck? In your toes? I don't fucking see it. I don't understand. I don't know. For me, it's really obvious because it's like, there are certain angles that are more flattering to me for sure. But I know for a fact that my neck is one of my fat zones. So, like, I could immediately tell if I've been, like, eating like fucking garbage. And you know what sucks is that Little Caesars released a new product called the Philly cheesesteak I forgot they're called, but they're like bites. They're like little mini pizza bites that they fill with like different toppings, and they just came out with a new flavor called the Philly cheesesteak one. That shit is so good.
Wait, that sounds awesome.
And it's like, I think it was like $4 or $5 for 4 or some shit if you buy it in person. It's such a good deal. Little Caesars on top, baby. I hate myself.
I love food, and like I've just moved, right? So I moved to like a walking distance of a nice street, and every single day, I go to a new place, to figure out like, like a new restaurant, like what it's gonna be good, is it gonna be bad? I've been trying out stuff all on the street.
Crazy Puffs, they're called Crazy Puffs.
They look so good. I'm about to order 10.
Yeah, no, they're so good. But yeah,
Wait, but like, oh man.
I have a terrible relationship with food. I
Same.
feel like I will be so good. I'll eat like really healthy. Anita will cook for me, and then I'll just like go on walks and like maintain my weight really well. And then all of a sudden, I get really into a thing like something stream related, where I just like live and breathe streaming or gaming or doing whatever. And I'm just basically chained to my PC, and as a result, I get really lazy and just start ordering in way more often, and my weight just rubber bands like fucking crazy. So, it's definitely something I need to work on. And but Crazy Pups taste so good. They taste so fucking good. And because I've been doing so much streaming content stuff, where I think my shortest Rust stream was like,
I saw you streaming when I woke up, and I saw you streaming when I went to sleep.
I did an EU friendly stream because I was checking out the Rust subreddit, and those motherfuckers hate content creators. And like, listen, it is what it is. But I saw a big complaint saying that I had a Rust drop, which means I had a skin where if you watch my stream, you get a free skin.
Yeah.
But most of the creators on the server that had a Rust drop were NA streamers. So like they are streaming NA times, obviously. But there is a humongous player base in Rust that is from like Europe or Asia. So
And we love to be global.
yes, we love to be global. So there was a stream that I started at 2 a.m. I started a stream at 2 a.m.
And those people
ended at 11.
Those people loved you.
Well, they were pretty happy. I'm not gonna lie. They were like, "Oh, I'm surprised. Like, you're the only streamer live right now, other than like H June that has drops on." I was like, "Yeah, man, I fucking love. I'm trying to do an EU friendly stream. I'm like fucking delirious. I've been collecting stones for like 4 hours.
He means kidney stones.
Yes, yeah, also true. Also, have you ever had a kidney stone?
No, I've heard it's one of
that
the most
shit's-
painful things ever.
I heard like I saw what causes kidney stones, and it's like a lot of like unhealthy eating and drinking.
I don't
like,
think it
drinking
could be.
habits.
I don't think it could be more painful than my favorite manga, going hiatus. But I've been told it is one of the most painful things ever.
Yes. I heard it's like that, like gallstones and kidney stones are, I think, the most. I heard the pain was comparable to pregnancy. It's like the closest like level of pain that a man can experience.
And your favorite
that is
translation
comparable
site
to
going
pregnancy,
down.
according to women that have had both.
And your favorite translation site going down. Your
Dude!
favorite manga going like hiatus.
There's that one site that just got like
No,
shut down.
you don't understand.
Okay, dude.
The sites are all going down.
I had no idea that site even existed until the announcement of its shutdown.
Wait, comic.io or whatever?
Never used it.
I never used it either.
But
it's huge.
I would say that most of the series that I read legally, or most of the series that I read it on like apps, like subscription apps, like legally. And then everything else that's kind of in like the gray area, I read on Manga Decks.
I read things
I feel like you're like doing lawyer speak right now.
on the 7 Cs.
Wonderful.
And I feel really bad because the reason I do this is mainly because the licensing is so rough for everything that like getting a site with everything that you want, even 2 sites, it's more like you have to go to 6 different areas to have the licensing for everything you want. Like between the Shonen Jump stuff, between like any of the Korean stuff that I love to read, I'd have to go to like Kakao for this, whatever for this. And like recently, like these sites have been going, the like legal sites have been going back and like killing all the anime sites, killing all the manga sites. Like Kakao has just been like, no. And I'm worried for people who are sailing the seas with me. I'm worried.
Dude, okay, the order in which I do things is
Yes.
first I check to see if it's scanlated by a legal site. So like I will check the legal, the officially published licensors, etc., use their apps, whatever. If I can't find it there, I will then go to Manga Decks. And then if I can't find it on Manga Decks, if I really want to read this, like usually I will just give up after that. But if I really want to read the series, I will then just look up the individual series and
see what it's scanlated.
and then see where it's being scanlated. And it's the worst because I am now reading on their website, which is always riddled with porn ads, like just pornhua ads all the time of stepsis, stepmother, whatever. Just like, oh, I slipped onto their cock in the farm or some shit. Oh my God, you're not milking the cow, you're milking me. Sorry, I've seen the same ad like 4 times across like so many different individual scanlation sites that I like have the images burned into my brain. But dude, it's just like, I get that you need ads, but I hate that like it's taking up like 8 it's like 80% of the screen, and I have to individually close each ad, and then every time I swipe to the next page, it reopens those fucking things again. Sometimes it reloads the site into, oh, you need to download this because your phone's being fucking blah 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 blah. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Just give me the passive ads on the side.
So unfortunately, this is why I use Mihan for most of my stuff.
What's Mihan?
It's essentially the other version of Tachiyomi.
Okay.
Tachiyomi got shut down because not updated because legal stuff. And then Mihan spawned because of it, which is literally the exact same product, yet uses 2 different colors instead of the initial like blue, white, and red or something.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one is like white and purple or something like that. So
Scarra, I'm gonna do the switch.
What?
I'm gonna make the switch.
It's Android only.
I think I'm going to Android. Genuinely, I've been on the fence for a long time because I'm like,
because
I don't think I use most of Apple's like native features well.
Okay, all you need to know, is it because of the Samsung Z Flip phone?
Not the flip, I want the fold.
Oh,
I want the big screen. Because
okay.
I've also started reading American comic books because of Sid.
The thing about those is they're full art, so you really when they like zoom in for the details.
Yes. Okay. So what pisses me off is like you'll see the whole page.
Yeah.
And like, you know the fucking meme from Community where he's just like, I can't fucking see this shit, right? So like that's me, but I started subscribing to comic books using Kindle on Amazon, and it's nice because there's actually like a subscribe to series feature where like you, as the series will come out with new issues, it just automatically purchases it and downloads it to your phone.
Wow.
I like that feature a lot.
Okay.
It's really nice. The problem is on my dinky little phone, which is even not that small. I think it's like an iPhone. What's the current iPhone right now?
17 Pro Max.
I think I have a iPhone 14 Pro Max or some shit, right? So I'm just like, the screen's not even that small, but for American comic books, it's tiny. And the way they resolve this on Kindle is that there's a feature where you could tap the screen and it'll zoom in on individual comic book panels instead. And then you could swipe and it'll move to each different panel of the comic book, which is like,
that's not
I think it's like it's the best solution they have for the size screen you have.
Yeah.
But like, it's still not ideal, right? So after like fucking, like just it's like, imagine it's 4 a.m. I'm in my boxers in my bed, screen just like super bright because fucking when you do that feature, you know how like when you read comics, like manhwa, manga, whatever on your phone, most of the screen is like has art on it, right? Mm-hmm. But when you do that zoom feature, there are huge blocks of white because it's zooming, it's only focusing on like a small rectangular panel at a time, and the rest of your screen is white. So even on the lowest brightness setting, it's just like you're getting flashbang over and over like a fucking strobe light. So I'm just like, this fucking sucks. So like
you want to get a fold?
I want to get a fold. I actually want to get a fold. Dude, I'm not kidding you when I say this. I think I'll actually read One Piece once I get the fold. Because, dude, I'm telling you, One Piece honestly reminds me of American comic books. I'm not even, okay, I don't know if that sounds crazy. There was an episode where I talked about like, oh, sometimes I feel like reading One Piece on my phone is a struggle because there is so much minuscule detail that is lost or hard to like decipher.
I will say the panels go hard.
Yeah, the panels go hard, but like if you're reading on your regular sized ass phone.
Okay. You're making the statement that there's a high chance you're gonna read One Piece with a fold phone.
I think with a fold phone, it'll be much more likely for me to enjoy One Piece because I'm not an anime watcher. I would say that most One Piece fans prefer the anime over the manga. Not saying that it's like or like it's like
maybe actually recently. Maybe. Okay.
Because I don't really hear people say, "Have you read the most recent chapter of One Piece?"
I hear people say that
really?
all the time. My chat has people who are like, "Did you read the most recent episode of One Piece?" And they're very vague about it. So like, yeah, it was sick. And I'll be there being like, how sick?
I guess whenever I'm in like circles with people that enjoy like this like One Piece content, they mostly talk about anime.
Yes,
so like maybe that I'm just like more skewed in that.
I think a lot of the people do talk about the anime. I think the anime because they've had great animation and like it looks awesome. Everything from like I only see clips, but I've seen like recent Garp, Kizaru, recent like all the stuff I've seen recently. I'm like, man, their animators are really cooking over there.
Also, sidebar, I could feel the AC pumping under my skirt. I'm not gonna lie, like my legs are chilly right now. I'm actually kind of grateful for these tube socks. Anyway, yeah, so I think that with the fold, I'm actually more likely to read the manga just because like I feel like the manga is pretty unenjoyable to read on like a regular phone screen.
I have lied to myself so many times saying I'm going to reread One Piece. I have read to the first 20% of Wano. I will be going back sometime in the future, but I will not say with any confidence what you just said. In fact, I don't want to even be associated with a potential liar.
Listen,
So he said he's going to do that, and I'm looking at him right now.
I
And
never
as
said I was for sure going to do
as
this.
dapper as you look right now, beautiful. I don't know if what he's going to be. Look, we're called fake fans for a reason, okay? So even if it's a lie,
Listen, if I reread One Piece, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
In terms of like actual
yeah,
longevity and
probably cure
probability of-
cancer.
No.
While you're doing it, yeah, okay.
Fuck it, I'll cure cancer. After I cure cancer, okay, I will probably watch or read some sort of recap of everything pre-time skip.
Okay.
Skip the fake Arlong Park arc, which
Okay.
I fucking hated, by the way.
Okay, you're skipping all the pre-time. Oh, I can't wait. Keep going.
So I'm gonna probably dude, no, because it's just so much. And the amount of times I've literally read pre-time skip is so many times
No.
that I'm pretty sure that if I just read like some sort of recap refresher of the most important points, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. This happened. This happened. This turns out to this. I'll read a recap or watch a recap, whatever, and then because what was it? The furthest I read was I think it's called I think it was the Dressrosa arc
Uh-huh.
with the Toy Island.
That was a long arc,
And
man.
they're
That's
like
a long
they're doing
arc.
the most recent thing I remember was the battle tournament where Luffy is dressed up like a Viking.
Yes.
Yes. So I never finished that arc.
Okay.
So I think if I just do a recap up to after fake Arlong Park, which I don't even know the name of that arc.
Then you'll meet the celestial dragons, and then
Wait, I thought you meant the Celestial Dragons before that. Or maybe they weren't as important in the arc that we saw previously.
Yeah, I mean, I only remember because you get to they're like mean as soon as you get to like the first chapter to recap. Anyways,
Yes. So
you're skipping.
I think honestly, and it's like when I say skipping, bro, I've read that shit so many times and stopped.
Maybe for me, I'll just skip everything to Wano, and I'll just start on Gear 5.
Dude,
And then I'll just be like, that was sick, guys. You guys remember that? And then people will be like, oh shit, what's sick? And I can feel also great about it.
when is the One Piece remake thing supposed to happen?
It's already happening. Oh, you mean like they're redoing
The reboot, or not reboot, but like you know how they're basically making One Piece.
So the Netflix one is the live action is already kind of doing that, right? They're I would say the schedule is a little bit fast.
Is there a second season for the?
Yeah,
One Piece
that's
one?
coming out soon.
Oh, it hasn't come out yet though.
Yes.
Okay.
They released like the first pictures of Robin as well as another one of the characters. I don't
Didn't they
remember.
make? I think there's a character who's black now, and people are really mad about that.
I have no idea about any discourse about the show. All I know is that people said that's I don't know. There's Robin. That's it.
I might be wrong. Felix, please look this up for me. But I'm pretty sure I forgot her name. The girl with the blue hair, the princess. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up. But I'm pretty sure of the discourse that I saw was that there was a casting of a character who is not originally black in the manga, and she's black in the series, and people, of course, are really fucking mad about that. And you know, oh god, it's like who fucking cares? As long as they put on a good performance, why do you fucking care? Who fucking cares? You could just read or watch the original series if you care that. Sorry, it's just another one of those things.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, as long as they perform and do this stuff well, I do not care either. But the thing is, I'm curious if are they maybe remaking another One Piece thing? That's what you said, if I remember correctly. But I feel like they keep wanting to do this because it's been out so long that they can just keep redoing until something sticks, kind of deal.
Yeah, wait. So I thought that was old news where they are making a new version of animated One Piece that like has like a extremely expedited like pace.
I remember reading something about it. I cannot promise. Felix, look that up. That's gonna be my new thing. Mods,
Felix, look that up.
Look that up.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, I am happy living my life without. for me, without continuing with One Piece, I'm sure I will be happier when I catch back up. You know, I feel that way about Wandering In. That's one of my fantasy fiction web novels. That is one of my favorite pieces of fiction of all time.
Did you finish it?
No.
Oh.
But it's also like impossible to finish. It's like that the length of One Piece now.
I did research.
Okay.
It is going to be called The One Piece.
There we go.
And
the
it is
One
going
Piece.
to be animated by Studio Wit or Wit Studio.
Okay.
Known for
The-
Attack on Titan
Yep.
and Spy Family. Distributor will be Netflix. It is in production and it is expected in 2025. I don't know how accurate that part is. But
That is a lie, but okay. I mean, I think any way to get people to get to the first part and then time skip section, I think is good. I agree with you.
I'm glad I looked it up. So, her name's Vivi. She's the blue-haired character from One Piece, and she is being played by Charithra Surya Chandran, a British Indian actress.
Wow, she's gorgeous.
Yes, she is beautiful. Yes. So, obviously, she is not as pale of skin as she is
Okay.
in like the manga series, the anime or whatever.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw that like they were casting like a non-white, pale person, I just like immediately rolled my eyes because I knew what the internet discourse was going to be. I immediately knew what the internet discourse was going to be like. Oh God, like they're fucking woke or liberals bullshit.
I
And
mean,
I'm like,
I mean, I hope that the fans eventually come around because there are always the people that won't. But I remember when Luffy first got casted, people were really upset because he was, I think, South American, if that's correct.
yeah, which is weird because I'm pretty sure Oda intended all the members of the One Piece crew to be like of different ethnic backgrounds.
I think once people saw more of his personality, they really grew to like him a lot more. I remember seeing a lot of interviews where the comments were like, "Oh, this guy's really cool." Oda did say like he's Luffy now, like he's the official, and it kind of all the support ended up making him like official as well.
Yeah.
But the pre-season discourse was very much like, "Yo, I don't know if I like this guy." So maybe people will turn around. I hope they do.
I hope so. I really hope so because like I wasn't like I wasn't the biggest fan of the One Piece live action season 1.
Yeah.
But like I don't think that had anything to do with the casting. You know what I mean? I thought the casting choices were really good. Like I thought they embodied the spirit of the characters really well. I think I just inherently am just like anti live action. Like I just have a bias against it, and like it takes a lot for me to just be like, "Oh, this is just good." Like not good for a live action, just good. So, I'm hoping that they give this actress a chance to actually fulfill the role, like act out, do her rendition of the role, and just like critique it based off of her merit as an actress and not based off of her ethnicity. But obviously, there's going to be a lot of bad faith like actors in the space that are just going to hate because, you know?
Yeah.
So sorry, went on my little mini rant tangent, but yeah, I still need to finish season 1 though.
Dude, I think I realized the reason why I don't have hobbies is because I don't watch TV. I don't watch anime. I don't watch TV.
Dude,
And
I've been watching so much TV.
And I think that's the thing that makes me antisocial is that because I don't consume media like that, and I very rarely go to the movies, it turns out if you don't consume any pop like culture, you have no way to relate to people.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit, maybe I should start watching this shit just so I can be more relatable.
Dude, you should just get really into stocks and cryptocurrency so that you would always be able to have something to talk about.
Oh
apparently.
God, yeah, guys, you see how ETH just peaked? Yo, we're holding out for
ETH?
Yes, it's ETH.
Is that how you? I thought people,
I think it's just Ethereum.
or I thought people called it ETH for short. Not
The
ETH.
ones in the know call it ETH.
I mean, you would know better
Yeah,
than I do,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah,
I don't know enough to correct you.
Wait, I told you what happened with my stint in crypto, right?
Did you get scammed?
No, I put like thousands into a. Okay, so there's main crypto coins and then there's altcoins, like really like essentially you're scrounging the penny stocks for like a 100x earner. I put thousands into a Korean like altcoin, and let me tell you, it is worth pennies. So after that happened, I was like, you know what? I'll just stick with my stocks, and I never did crypto again.
You know, the only crypto I've ever bought in my entire life was Dogecoin.
Oh my god,
I bought $100 worth of Dogecoin because I, at the time, thought that Elon Musk was a pretty cool dude.
Ooh.
And let's just say that a lot has. It was a long time ago. If you couldn't tell.
Did you make money on it?
This was pre Elon Musk calling that scuba diver a pedophile. Yeah, that I genuinely remember the first time where I was like, oh wait, Elon Musk is kind of a shitty guy. Hold up, because I just knew him as like the SpaceX guy,
Yes.
and Tesla guy. I was like,
No, I was like,
he's like pro technology.
this
That's
guy
pretty
makes
cool.
like a flamethrower. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty
And
cool.
then over the years,
And then I was like,
I'm
oh. So yeah, I bought $100 worth of Dogecoin because he like mentioned it once, and I just thought he was a pretty funny, cool dude.
You still have it?
And I think I might still have it. I don't fucking know. But that's the only crypto I've ever bought. And now it's kind of just like, if you want my eyes to glaze over and for me to disassociate immediately like an activation switch, start talking about cryptocurrency and stocks. I literally could not give less of a shit about any of those things. And I've realized now that in the normie sphere, like in the even in the content creator space, honestly, it's in both. But
Crypto's huge.
I have found of all the normies that I've talked to, one of the biggest topics of discussion are things that can either appreciate or depreciate in value. So it's like stocks, crypto,
Sports betting.
Pokemon cards,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
sports
it.
betting.
It's actually crazy that like Pokemon, the TCGs in general, and Pokemon for me sounds like crypto. When you talk about it, it's like, yo, did you see the price of Booger Mew just went up to $50?
Why'd you call it Booger Mew?
Is it called Boogie Mew? It's
Bubble.
No. It's
there's a new card.
It's the green Bubble Mew that looks like a.
It's the Solosis, or like the.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh.
Anyways, one guy ended up buying all of it, and so it spiked the price from $10 to $50. I only know this because I randomly got on
Dude, I just
on
like
TikTok.
I think one of the worst things that's ever happened post-COVID, in my opinion, has been the like not commodification. That's the wrong way to say it.
Capitalism to the no.
It's like, what is it called where people only get into things to see if they can make money out of it? Where like a hobby didn't inherently have. Well, to be fair, like I think any collectible card game, there's always going to be value attached to like the things you're trying to collect. Obviously, there's just a market.
I feel like it's like the capitalism commercialism final boss.
I call it the sneakerheadification.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think that's a good idea.
I swear to God, dude, my TikTok feed is just filled with these fucking hype beast sneakerhead looking motherfuckers, fully tatted, and like they look like fuckboys with, and they have just like these hats on that have the embroidery of whatever rip and ship company that they represent or some shit. And they just, dude, it's this bunch of tatted fuckboys, and they're like, yo, let's fucking rip some hits today, bro. Oh my God, we hit the fucking SIR Charizard. This shit's like, this looks like a 10. This looks like a fucking 10. I'm just like, bro, I'm gonna fucking, I wanna die. It makes me so sad that like the collector space is just filled with scalpers. Like I think any collector space has always had a scalper issue, but I think that like the scalper issue has hit like times 100. People see scalping as like a oh, this is I'm like a small business person now.
It's because people know, like, realize that like the cost of stuff is so high, and to reach kind of the dream of like home ownership or some sort of like life-changing amount of money and to do it quickly, they gotta find a way to like hustle. The hustle culture has gotten so crazy when it comes to collectibles, especially TCGs, that it's off-putting. I went to get back into Magic the Gathering during Final Fantasy. I was very vocal about that, but I can afford it, but I was priced out of my original expectation because it was so expensive. And then I could not believe it, because like it used to be that you go to these card shops and they would not scalp you. They'd be like, cool, you know, but like the market price of stuff is a scalper price now, essentially.
I actually talked with my local card shop about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, so like these insane prices that you experience at brick and mortar shops, unfortunately, like we can't really avoid it because it's the distributor that is pricing us out as well. Because when it comes to distribution, stores like Target and Walmart, etc., when they make contracts with those larger corporations, they have to sell at that price. It would be illegal to sell out like outside of MSRP. But when it comes to smaller shops like your local card shop, they could actually set the price on their contract to whatever they want. he gave me an example. He's like, yeah, so I was given an offer on a contract for Paldea Evolved, which was which is like an older set. They're like,
Okay.
we charge $15 per pack. We were charged $13 to buy the pack. So we are making $2 off each pack. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's like, if you are being charged by your distributor such an insane price, like, what are you to do?
I don't blame them. But the stories I hear about this stuff, it's like crazy. So I don't know if you heard the story recently, but there was a big shop that was selling essentially close to MSRP on a Pokemon box for a new set. And with it, they were adding like plushies as well as like other collectibles. And when it was a great value set. Like they did a super good job. Okay, the scalpers printed out fake waiting line tickets, gave it to the people in line, and said, "Come back," and just so that they would leave and they would be able to get the product. And the store had to go on like their Instagram and be like, "I'm so sorry about this. Like we'll try to get you guys fixed out." But it was absolutely crazy. Like the extent people are going to like, I guess, like get the most money for this hobby. It's crazy, especially because like it's Pokemon in specific has so many fans that are just kids, and it's like to be able to have a hobby where as an adult, I feel like the price, I'm like, oh my fucking god, how much is a gold star? What is this Bubble Mew worth? And I'm like, you're paying $100 for this shit? It's crazy. Absolutely fucking absurd.
Dude, I swear to God, I'm just going to get into gardening or something.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like, cause
it's cheaper for me. I don't know, man. I went to archery yesterday for an OTV video, and it was like, oh yeah, to rent for an hour of archery, it's $20. I'm like, $20 in this economy? Shit, that's cheap as hell. What's the rental? Like $15 for a bow. I could fucking shoot a bow for $35 an hour. I'd probably get more fun than buying. I'd get the same value in 20 hours as buying one collector box.
Scarra, what if they wrapped up the bow and arrows in a box, a mystery box, and you didn't know which bows and which arrows you're gonna get? 90% of the time, you get the bow and you pull it out. The bow doesn't even have a string on it. It's like snapped in half. The arrows don't have a head on them. But then there's like a 1% chance that you get a really nice bow. Wouldn't that make the hobby better? And you could also buy boxes of more expensive bows and arrows with a higher chance of getting the bow and arrow you want.
Okay, I will say though, the top end of prices for archery are a little expensive. So like the bows are like $2,000. I was talking to them. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I wonder if I can get like a little like hay barrel for the backyard. How much do your hay barrels cost? They're like really custom. Like they have different material that you put like targets on them. How much do they cost? Like, oh yeah, each stack, they have like 12 stacks there. Yeah, each of these are $10,000. I was like, oh, I'm going back to TCGs.
Yeah.
But like it's like every hobby can go really, really crazy. But it feels like, oh, trading cards and sports betting. Like the thing is, I've just been like wanting to get into sports betting just to try it. But I feel like that's a really bad thing for someone with such an addictive personality like me.
That is the worst thing I've ever heard.
I want to try.
Like, I want to get into like crippling debt just to like give it a shot.
But I want to do like a 9-way parlay and hit it and be like, I want that feeling.
What a rush!
Dude, I want to know what that feeling feels like. Like I want to be like, yeah, no, I think like LeBron like more than 9 threes this game, and like Mahomes runs 6 yards. I don't even know if he's still playing. Listen, honestly, I have no idea.
I think any hobby is okay so long as you put a budget or like a spending limit on it.
Yes.
Not that I do that. Like I would never. But I'm just saying that hobbies are only as destructive as you let them be. Like cocaine.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just like make sure that you just do.
Cocaine is probably cheaper than TCGs now.
Oh, cocaine is for sure cheaper than TCGs.
I don't know the price of an average gram, but I will.
What's an average gram?
I'll talk and do some research on Google or something and figure it out.
I swear to, I think most recreational drugs are probably far cheaper than like the average like collectible hobby.
Yeah, and that.
Would you like one Labubu or like? Oh, some research is being done.
So I looked it up. Apparently, in 2025, the street price is estimated to be between $60 and $200 per gram of powdered cocaine.
How long does a gram last you? Can you ask how long a gram of cocaine lasts?
Not
Yes,
very
let me
long for
check.
me.
How long?
But like,
Because that's more expensive than I thought it'd be.
wow,
A gram doesn't sound like that much.
No, it's
Do you
not.
like snort a gram in one session?
it's probably multiple grams, right?
Do you think so?
Maybe.
We are showing how little we do cocaine right
I
now. I think.
really wish we were cool enough to do drugs. Like, we might. Maybe we don't add.
Listen, I think of everything as like a cost analysis where like the more cocaine I do, the less Magic the Gathering packs I can buy.
Right now, my thing is I want to get in on a hobby near the ground floor. So I think the thing I want to get into is Riftbound. That's coming out soon.
Ooh.
Maybe that fills my TCG hobby. There's no way it's to get scalped to hell the first 6 months it comes out. Hopefully,
Are
fingers
you
crossed.
stupid?
Fingers crossed.
Wait, the Gundam TCG is also being scalped, right? And that shit's relatively new
That
too.
shit had a pre-order, and that stuff, the pre-order sold out of their like pre-alpha.
Wait, same with the fucking Riftbound TCG. Their like initial order for booster boxes, didn't that shit like sell out in the first like an hour, maybe less?
It's
Yeah.
sold out pretty quick.
It was very fast.
And I'm sure Riot had a humongous supply
but like
allocated.
like me and Riot Games were like this. Like I'm sure they got me. Like I'm gonna just hit all the what is it called? Their super legend hits. I don't even know.
Overnumbered.
Overnumbered. Yeah.
You already
Bro
hit the
does not
Kaisa.
even use the terminology.
That's
correctly. It's
actually
crazy.
wasn't the overnumbered Kaisa.
Oh, really?
That was like the
That was just a regular Kaisa,
all
right?
art
Oh.
Kaisa. That's like the second tier of rarity, and then the top tier is like the really crazy art.
With like the signature.
The
golden
art
signature,
signature
yeah.
stuff, which I'm gonna hit obviously.
From research, a gram of cocaine can last anywhere from 5 to 10 typical doses.
Oh, that's a lot.
If you snort it, the effects begin within 3 to 5 minutes and last for about 15 to 30 minutes.
Wait,
not
how much?
that's a really short amount of time.
Wait, yeah, cocaine is really short.
Sorry,
So-
I don't know if it's. I mean, I've never done cocaine.
You
So,
know, a
like,
couple
I mean, me
hours of
neither.
fun for 1 gram. And let's say you get like $60 for a gram.
$100, let's say on average.
Yeah.
Wait, so how many? Oh, sorry, I missed how much cocaine you do in one sitting.
So a gram can contain anywhere from 5 to 10 typical doses. So I'm assuming you can snort it like 5 to 10
Wait,
times.
that does seem kind of affordable then.
I mean,
'cause
let's
I'm
say
thinking-
we're on the low end of five like snorts, and then each lasts like minimum 15 minutes.
Anyways,
That's like
So that would be like $12 a
Anyways,
snort.
do not do drugs, but it might be more cost efficient.
So
than
you're telling me
Pokemon.
that one bump of cocaine like is cheaper than a Paldea evolved booster pack of Pokemon?
And how are people affording this with no jobs right now? Who knows, man?
Dude, oh my god. How do people afford anything these days?
That's what I'm saying.
I know, genuinely, like there are people post COVID. You know how there are like designated times of like less traffic,
Yeah.
and like they still are true to an extent. But like when I go to grab lunch with friends at like a Tuesday afternoon in like K-Town, I'm expecting like there to be no fucking lines, and yet every place I go to for lunch anywhere
it's full.
on any day, it's full. I'm just like, why don't you guys fucking get a real job so
everyone-
I can work my fake job?
Everyone in LA is unemployed, is what they always say, and including me. I understand, but it does feel like here money is fake. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I feel like if I am balking at some of the prices that I'm seeing, how are people affording stuff? Because I do very well off. Yeah, I got it. Take a little room tour. Take a little look around our house. Yeah, that's right. I pay a percentage of this.
God, I hate when you gloat. You just such a slimy bastard. You know that slimy fucking
Anyways,
bastard.
don't do drugs. Don't do Pokemon TCC. Do not do parlays. Do not gamble.
play Magic the Gathering or Riftbound. We love you, Riot.
Is that the thing our takeaway?
Yeah. Listen, man.
Find productive hobbies that you enjoy, whether or not they're cardboard related or not. That's a good.
Dude, whatever hobby you engage with, just fucking put a spending cap. That's it. That's it. Okay? Because I say gardening, but like, watch. Someone in the comments could be like, actually, as a gardener, I've realized that there is a humongous, like, fucking, just
No,
like
every-
investing cost.
Every hobby
Startup cost.
can cost so much money.
Do you know how much soil costs, Peter? I bet you don't know how much soil costs. Soil costs a lot, Peter.
It's probably thousands, bro.
It's probably a lot. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like honestly, gardening is probably way more expensive than I think. Well, I mean, I'm sure like if you just like have one plant of tomatoes, surely they can't cost a lot.
What if you import the tomatoes from Italy? Special brand, special breed.
How expensive can imported tomatoes from Italy cost?
Only made by Italian families, 2 Italian families, dated back to the 1900s.
What do you think costs more? Like the setup for making, like planting one imported Italian tomato plant or a booster box of Pokemon cards?
Don't sleep on the Italians. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, sure. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna start gardening this week just to know what the costs are like. I'm gonna do the research, man. I'm gonna do that very typical like quarter life, midlife crisis male shit where like you get super into a fucking hobby and then you buy all the shit for it and then you lose interest in the hobby like a month later and put all your shit up on Facebook Marketplace.
Dude, I'm gonna do that too, but with sports betting, and I'm not gonna put anything up above Facebook Marketplace because I'll have lost all the money.
Do you need to even buy anything to get into sports betting? Don't you just need a credit card?
I'm gonna get 5.
Okay. Well, let me know how it goes. Let me know how that shit goes. I fucking walk into his house. It's like, Peter, I need to show you this app where you can bet on anything. Like what Mr. Beast's next YouTube video topic's gonna be.
I don't know where this app came from. It's called Heist.
I almost feel like we shouldn't talk about this app because what if we like inadvertently ruin people's lives?
Oh no, this might be like, I don't know if this is like an AI app or anything like that, but I just heard about it randomly, and apparently like it has a large market share of people using it to bet on random shit, like what gets said in presidential elections, how many times they say X word, or like will the next Mr. Beast video have X, Y, and Z, and people just bet money on it, and I am so confused how any of it's legal, or like what the hell loopholes are there, how is this legal, and in all these states, who knows? Anyways,
there's definitely a gambling epidemic. But
yeah.
Speaking of AI,
yes,
what are your thoughts on Sora?
Oh my! You know it's the #1 download app in the world.
So okay, but I don't actually really know what the fuck Sora is. It's an app.
It is It's an AI model. So the way that AI works is that they release different models to the public. Sora 2, I think, is the second version of Sora released to people that does, I think, art and animation. Yeah, it's a model that does that. You type in like phrases and it gives you this. Recently, it's been used to make a lot of fake anime things. I will say most of it looks like shit, but some of it looks better than T-Bait, which is not very hard because that
T-Bait.
T-Bait is the really, really famous web novel.
Oh, that's how you say it?
Yeah, it's called, literally it's translated to T-Bait. It's their
or maybe I'm thinking
their something.
Okay.
I don't remember what it stands for. I just know the thing. I've read it, by the way. Decent chunk of it, and I dropped it because I didn't like it. But the animation for the first season was piss poor terrible. Like if you remember the updated Berserk, it felt like that. It was really bad. You're like counting the frames per episode. So Sora can make something better than that, which on one end is very impressive, and on the other end is kind of scary. Like I think in the future AI will be very dominant. It sucks that will probably also replace a lot of people's jobs. And up until we get to the point where it gets to that point, I think it's going to be very fucking annoying. We're essentially betting on this random future technology that will eventually pan out to be life-saving in a bunch of different fields. Until we get to that point, I'm sure it already exists in certain like medical fields where AI, whatever recognition is better or as good as human recognition. But when it comes to animation and all that stuff, it really is a sore point for artists and animators that they're losing their jobs. A lot of the AI stuff I've seen from Sora has been not great. There are some that looks funny. I've seen a bunch of renditions of like essentially just their favorite, and we're watching one right now where it's One Punch Man versus Goku.
This is the one that I saw. I saw this One Punch Man versus Goku thing, and
it's essentially your favorite anime protagonist against your other favorite anime protagonist. It's always that who would win, Mikasa or Goku, and like people just put it in a Sora prompt and they get it. You know, I'm watching Goku on America's
Got talent.
Like there's just some ridiculous prompts, you know? And it's fun from like a fan animation sort of thing, like what if kind of deal. It is just scary to see like how it can be used for a bad thing. I have seen AI interviews that look fucking real. And I'm scared to the point where like people are going to be using that in like a bad way.
Okay, I don't know if I'm just like, I really need to do some sort of test where like you show me shit and I have to like be able to tell you if this is Sora or not. But like
I would not.
I looking at this, knowing that this is Sora, I feel like if you turn your brain off and don't really think about what you're watching, you're like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool.
I would not have guessed one of those was Sora.
But this is
scary.
But this is like, I just think it's slop, dude.
It is to some extent in terms of the stuff, but like, how is the modern person supposed to get animation? Like a normal modern person is supposed to get animation. I think that's also their argument for art. It's a hurdle to get or to commission an artist, but even more so to commission an animator. Like they're never going to be able to get to that point.
Humans are we are so fucking lazy. We are the species of shortcuts. The fact that people can justify that AI artists are a thing and that like this is some sort of like disability gap or like whatever where like it's like ableism to say that AI artists aren't artists. It's no, bro. You just need just pick up a fucking pencil, dude. I don't know. All great artists, they don't fucking just like pick up a pencil and they're just great artists. They put thousands of hours into their craft to get good. And yet all these other fuckers are like, I want to be like that, but I want to put in a fraction of the time. So, you know what? I'm going to put a bunch of words into a Goku fucking gapes Luffy over a bench wearing a maid costume, and now I'm a fucking artist, baby. Like it's just peak lazy, dude.
I do think
I'm a hater.
That is like the thought process for a lot of those people. It's like they don't want to spend the time to learn the skill, or it is like maybe too late or will take too much effort. But having this kind of stopgap means that they're able to get to a level of skill that they would never be able to get to without putting in a lot of time. Especially when it comes to animation, which seems like a larger hurdle for most people. And I will admit it's probably a larger hurdle than just art in general. But yeah, for me, it's just scary. Like this is super scary. As someone who commissions animators and commissions artists to do stuff for them for stream and has done so in the past, like I very much value the people I work with. And I'm just like, I worry for their job security.
I'm so worried. Like, because most people are just like not really discerning and they don't care about like the quality that gets put into something. So it's like most AI slop for a lot of these, like just like the lay person, it's probably good enough for their standards, right?
And eventually the slop is going to turn into better and better
more and more passable slop.
I think at the very first AI art I saw was terrible. And nowadays it's like hard for me to discern without having an artist friend look over it again with me and point out stuff.
At the end of the day, even if it looks really good, AI art is inherently theft. Like it's just, that's like my moral quandary is like, it's literally just theft. Like, yes, it's like a completely brand new product that doesn't exist, but it's all completely derivative off of other people's work. And not only is it all completely derivative off of other people's work, I'm going to guarantee that 99.999999% of all AI generated slop garbage art, like the stuff that it was like machine learned off of,
yes,
it was against their consent.
Yes. I think there are the stuff that I've seen people use AI for that's cool is like either Vidal AI, the person who does the AI streamer, and he's been offered money. Vidal is the turtle on top of the streamer. Oh god, what is her name? Really popular like small AI bot that he programmed the model himself, and he has been offered large amounts of money to sell the code and never has. And then you have stuff like Code Miko, which has done her own, like she made her own, like I guess AI stuff in her own 3D world, which is a shitload of work and a lot of stuff. And also people who do models on maybe their own stuff, their own art would be completely fine, right? I don't think there's any issue with that. But yeah, it does feel bad when there's obviously some AI art that are trained on specific artists and their styles. And for them to be like, yeah, this is not it. I've seen cosplayers a lot nowadays on Twitter be accused of being AI.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is fucking crazy.
No, it actually has gotten to a point though where AI is so like just prevalent that people who just do art a certain way will often be accused of it, and it's like they'll even show like their workflow and still be accused of AI. It's just, dude, it just sucks to be a creative right now.
Yep.
It just fucking. I feel so goddamn bad, and genuinely, like, I understand that I'm not completely anti AI. By the way, it's just like obviously with the creation and implementation of new technologies, there's always going to be people who are using it to exploit it for profit, and we desperately need regulation for this shit. But we're gonna have regulation in 15 years when everything's already in ruins.
Regulation is not matching the speed of technological advance.
Yes.
My stance on it is that AI should never be there to replace creative fields, but it is, and that's really a bummer. Like AI can be used like brilliantly to solve like medical problems, or to have models based on like maybe kind of a thing that isn't so creatively fulfilling, but being able to take the creative soul away from that should be, I think, one of the last things that AI should replace. And I find that to be very sad.
Yeah. Okay. Today is October 4th.
Yep.
We are now on cooldown for ranting about how AI is ruining society.
Okay. We will not bring it up till October 5th.
Yes. So I feel like this could be a very common topic of discussion. Oh God, I'm so pessimistic about the future, dude. I'm genuinely so pessimistic because like I see this shit and I'm like, this is garbage. Like this is all the flair and none of the soul. But then the replies are always like, dude, I couldn't even tell this is AI. This is so fucking cool. Like I can't wait to make my own anime scenes at home. And I'm just like, we're so fucking doomed. It's actually fucking over.
Yep.
We're so cooked.
I'm going to have an AI girlfriend. I'm going to talk to ChatGPT every day.
That is a good implementation of AI, dude. Just have...
I keep getting ads for AI girlfriend apps, and I'm just like, what is going on? TikTok has so many random ads for AI. Create your perfect AI girlfriend. I'm like, why is this being recommended to me? Don't say anything. Why is this being recommended to me? I don't know why this would ever be appealing to me. I say, not interested, not interested, not interested, but I keep getting them.
Is Love in Deep Space equivalent to like AI boyfriends? No, not really. Right?
Not really.
It's not interactive on that level, right?
No.
Okay. It's kind of like an interactive web novel.
Yes,
right.
I think that's been a much better story.
Okay. So listen, man, those dudes are hot though. And let me just say that I saw a bunch of I don't even know who the characters are, but I've seen cosplayers for the characters that look really close. And my God, the comments on those TikToks.
Oh, they are.
Women are perverts. You guys are the perverts, not us.
The amount of times I've seen a woman in a wedding dress at a lads event, because they had one, because one of the scenes was like a wedding chapel, and the special tickets were like, essentially they're getting married to their favorite. I think it was Silas, or someone else, a Caleb. It is insane, by the way. But also I heard for K-pop concerts, people were coming in wedding dresses as well for some of their favorite K-pop groups.
We have special guest Sid entering the house.
And specialer guest Crash.
Hi, Sid. I forgot that I was wearing this.
I forgot you were wearing this too until
I was like,
you
why
said
is
something.
she reacting like that?
Peter, you look so pretty.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Tube socks are not very comfortable.
No, they're not. Being a woman is hard.
Yeah.
It is. But yeah, you look bonita.
Hey, I feel bonita. I
Good,
really
I'm
do.
glad.
I actually was so, like, I thought you were acting so demure like that because you were like, oh, I don't want to intrude on you guys podcasting. No, it was, yeah. You know why I'm wearing this?
What? I like that.
What does me being, okay.
I like that. Nah,
No. The last episode of our podcast, we did a quiz to see which of us can guess which Rule 34 topics had more entries. Mm-hmm. And I lost because I guessed less.
Well, okay, what were your guys?
To be fair.
What was the Victini one again?
To be fair, I guessed a Pokemon and he guessed a non-Pokemon. What was your opinion on that?
My opinion is that we should not all be attracted to Vaporeon, but for whatever reason, people are.
It wasn't even it was Victini.
Don't look it up.
You don't want to know, dude.
No, I got
No, but what Pokemon are you attracted to?
Mr. Mime.
Wait, Galarian or regular? Because Galarian, I kind
Both
of get
will
it.
do.
Both will do?
What the fuck is this?
Dude, literally,
Being attracted to this is not okay.
he chose that character. He chose that.
Why?
I-
Vaporeon I can get because of the copy pasta. This, why?
It was a comparison between this and something else, and the thing I know about Rule 34 is Pokemon just has a lot of fans.
There is nothing inherently sexual about this Pokemon at all. If I had to be a fucking freak, I would say it has thick thighs.
And she is a freak. It is a great part to talk about the fact that Sid will actually not be joining us for a fun outing to watch a great movie because she has
Among Us or something.
something to do that is more important than us.
Among Us.
Is it actually Among Us? Anyways, we are going to be watching the Chainsaw Man movie after this podcast. It is the movie that is directly, it's the Reze arc.
Is that how you say it? Reze? Oh, that's probably Reze. Yeah, so, yeah, Reze. Wait, okay, so I saw the trailer for this movie when I was watching Infinity Castle, and they basically just spoil everything.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, okay, spoilers ahead for those of you who are anime-only watchers. Yeah, look, well, okay, I'll try to be as vague as possible. They kind of just, like, lay it all out about who is what, I guess. Because in the manga, it's kind of like, oh, maybe, maybe not. Like, you know that something is kind of sus, but you're not exactly sure. Maybe it's not what it is. Maybe it's a red herring. But the trailer, low-key, was kind of like, boom, this is that. Boom. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay.
Please try that.
Oh, yeah, I got these.
So wait. This for people though, California is, yes, you can see right here.
Okay.
So this place is famous for donuts.
God.
And the thing about LA is that they actually have this really weird donut scene, and Sidecar Donuts has been famous for probably like more than a decade. This is one of the Kiwi kids, one of my old teammates on League of Legends' favorite places to eat. I would recommend having what did you say? There was the
salt and butter.
The salt and butter.
The salt and butter, I think, is their most standard donut. It's the, oh, shit. I think the salt
The
and
salt and butter is gone, guys.
There's also a white.
I had none of the salt and butter, by the way.
There's also
freaks.
the white chocolate.
Oh yeah, the white chocolate banana bread.
Yeah,
That one's also.
I wanna
No,
try that one.
this one's white chocolate banana bread.
yeah.
I think that one's the pumpkin cheesecake.
Go eat any of those.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. I got you, bro. That's why you're gonna go watch the Chainsaw Man movie with us, right?
She's
Before Dude, what if I leave for China and then I die? And then you're going to be like, oh, I really wish I watched that Chainsaw Man movie.
For people to know, he is, after doing these 4 weeks of intense streaming, he is going to China to spend time with his loving girlfriend.
Yes.
And
loving
their
girlfriend.
family.
Oh, I thought you said femoid. Why did you say family like that?
I wasn't sure what was public, so...
Yeah. So
I-
I'm going to Shanghai to visit Anita and her family, her mom's side of the family in China. I have not been to China since high school, so like 20 years ago.
It is crazy.
It's, from what I've heard, modernized a lot, and I've seen the photos, and I'm just like, holy shit, this city does not look real. So I feel like I'm looking at like a cyberpunk like skyline.
It is gonna be insane if it's your first time, but it is his first vacation out of the country, I think, in 2 years.
Since the Philippines. Not 2 years.
Oh,
Was Philippines last year?
Yikes! Don't ask. I have no idea.
When did I go to the Philippines?
Anyways, it's his first real vacation in a long time. I'm happy for him, but this is the last time we're gonna see him for a bit, which is why our next episode will maybe be a little bit like a week or two delayed as he gets back from that. I'm gonna be traveling to Portland, and then I'm gonna be traveling to TwitchCon. In the meantime.
Oh yeah, we have TwitchCon. Yeah, so literally after I come back from China, I have 2 days before I leave for TwitchCon again. So it's a tight schedule.
I'm not expecting anything from TwitchCon. Everyone I know bailed out except for Peter and Lily.
I am meeting up with my viewer community to play Commander.
Well, I mean, that sounds awesome.
No, I'm really excited for it. I think it's gonna be fun.
How many people are showing up?
I don't know actually, but I think it's like at least 15. Like my community, they got an Airbnb. Like there's a group of people that hang out on Discord a lot, and I play games with them here and there. And yeah, they just like they booked an Airbnb together. I actually paid up for some of it just because like
That's
that was
cool.
really cool that they're like doing this.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with them. One of Trixie, a member of my community, she's a chef, so she's gonna be like cooking for us, and then we're gonna play Magic. And
Wait, can
just,
I come?
Fuck no, fuck you. You don't play Magic, you fucking fraud.
I have a pre-con box up there in the closet.
Anyway, yeah. So that's actually the thing that I'm looking the most forward to doing while I'm at TwitchCon. I'm not even kidding. I don't even have a meet and greet this year.
Oh, I have a meet and greet this year, and that's almost it. Like I'm not looking forward to anything else. Maybe me. I like TwitchCon because I was meeting a lot of my peers, and then I was like motivation plus like one of the rare times you get an excuse to meet streamers. But a lot of my peers are no longer coming, partly due to like the political climate right now and just like some scare around other stuff, and people just not giving a shit about TwitchCon. And it's a bottom 3 convention, and everyone fucking knows it.
Listen, I don't feel the same fear the way that a lot of my colleagues do, just because I'm just like generally not nearly as popular as any of them.
Same.
So like I just feel like I'm less of a target. It's crazy that I have to say that, but like yeah. So I have the privilege of not being that fearful for my life, and I'm hoping that this is something that doesn't age poorly.
Same.
But yeah, so that's like, I mean, it also helps that I don't have any designated spots that I'm going to be, unless it turns out a member of my community that's gonna be at this Airbnb has secretly had a fucking like a plot for vengeance against me, and they're gonna murder me at the Airbnb. So
I will be.
Other than that, I should be safe.
I'll be arriving 2 hours late if that is the case, just to be sure.
Okay.
1.5 hours late. I think they can, just for safety.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think TwitchCon has always been more about what the viewers can enjoy from it, and for streamers, it's more of like a work obligation.
Yes, it's like you go for sponsors, you go for whatever, and it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be fun though. I mean, I'll enjoy my time there.
And then the week after TwitchCon, I get to go to an UMA race. Not really. I go to a G3 race at a Japanese festival. I will get to see horse race live. I'm still playing a lot of Uma Sume, but I'm more low-key about it.
So when you say Uma, when you told me that, I thought there was going to be girls in horse cosplay that were going to run on the track. So
no.
Because now I think of Umas as that.
Well, okay, that's a little weird of you, but I am going to go to a horse race, and there's no actual like any other thing about that other than that.
Okay. I hope you have fun.
I
hope the horse that you bet on wins.
Oh god, I hope I bet horses.
I hope this.
I'm gonna lose all my money at horse betting. I've never done this before. This is gonna be great.
Gonna be the start of your downward spiral.
Yeah, I could do an 8-way parlay on horse betting. I hope to God there's like a horse there that is like Skibbity Riz or someone. No, they're actually too good. Skibbity Riz won an event, like a graded event, and so he can no longer. I don't think he can compete in such a low tier race.
Oh,
there's a
that's
horse
how that works?
There's a horse called Skibbity Riz. I think he already won like a higher tier race. So like I don't think you go down. Like there are G3s are like lower graded. If I am maybe butchering this, but I cannot see Skibbity Riz there. I'm quite sad about that. Why did you laugh, Mitsuri?
I just think life is so unserious.
Yes,
life is so fucking unserious.
Look at what you're wearing.
This is like the most serious thing about me. What do you even mean? Like everything else in comparison is so fucking unserious. It's crazy. I feel like there's just been like this recurring thing I've been reading on Reddit, in like random threads across Reddit, is like that after Harambe died, we are now in the dark zone. We are in like the alternate timeline where nothing really fucking like makes sense, and I completely believe it.
I think truth is stranger to fiction more often than not.
Dude, I don't even understand how like places like websites like satire websites like The Onion still exist. Because you cannot write better content than what reality is right now.
Yes. No, we are going through life-changing historical events.
And I'm so tired.
A lot of times in every year. It's actually crazy.
Every year, like every month. Dude, Trump has been president for less than a year. This has been the longest year of my life.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Sorry.
I'm going to Portland soon. He's sending the army there, if I remember correctly, the National Guard. It's going to be an interesting week. I'm going to Portland for a special occasion. I will tell you guys on the next podcast show when I think
you can talk about
I can
it.
talk about it.
Okay.
But I'm very excited. It's a collab I've dreamed about.
I'm very jealous, by the way. Incredibly jealous. When Scarra told me about it, I was like, "Fuck you! I hope the National Guard arrests you, you piece of shit." But yeah,
What?
I'm kidding.
But I'm really excited, and I think my next month is going to be really fun. The one thing I have not done a great job of doing a lot of content this year, but the one thing I've done consistent about is vlogging, and I'm going to be vlogging almost all of this. And I hope to have a really good time.
I'm excited for your vlog.
Yeah, thank you.
Scarra vlogs are some of my favorites.
They're surprisingly enjoyable, but it does mean that I stream less because I used to stream all the places I visit, but now I just vlog it.
Dude, honestly, I think there is now such a strong negative association with live streaming, especially in certain spaces, that I think it's actually better to vlog. Like, I'm not saying all IRL streamers are nuisance streamers, but there has definitely been a rise in nuisance IRL streamers. So
understandable.
I can understand why you prefer the vlog format.
It definitely feels like I keep myself more in the moment while still doing that. But it's very interesting. It is very interesting, the evolution of everything.
I'm excited for your vlog, Scarra.
Uh-huh.
I think it'll be great. Yeah. Anyway, there's something I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
So the last, or I think 2 podcasts ago, we did. Okay, listen, I'm gonna just say it. I dunked on the TheAnimeMen and their opinions on the video. Like, they put out a video basically ranking the first most popular anime of each year up to like the 60s to the present. And I was pretty harsh. I dunked on them really hard. And to be honest, I still hold a lot of those opinions on what they initially said. But I gotta say, the timing of which we released that video versus when they released their apology video. Like, we shot that episode probably like a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks before that apology video came out. I watched the apology video. That was a damn good video. I just got to give them their props. They took all the criticism on the chin and they just put out a great informative like video. And I genuinely, as someone, I don't even watch that much anime, and like a lot of the criticisms that they had were on animes that I had never seen. So for them to go and actually go through a lot of these historically like relevant and important animes and actually give like a info dump debrief on a lot of them and pay them proper respect, I was like, dude, you guys did a really good job. Like, I genuinely could not think of a better way to apologize.
I thought the initial video was supposed to be somewhat comedic, but it just came out weird.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely felt like, because I feel like when I see the TheAnimeMen on TikTok, 'cause I see them all the time, they're like, it's like they always do humor stuff. All their stuff is comedy-based humor. And so it was really interesting to see like such a rather more serious video from them. And I think they tried to lean into a lot of different buckets and it ended up missing, like their humor missed a lot. Because like, if your humor is talking down on a beloved franchise, it's going to be hard to make that humor hit well, especially if it feels like maybe they're not as researched.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest on this. I did not fully watch this video. I have seen a lot of comments on it, and he has watched this video.
I watched it. So my introduction to TheAnimeMen content was actually, okay, so the first thing I've ever watched from them was their Dun Da Dun music video, which I thought was very well done. It was just, I mean, it's just like a fan music video, right? So I thought that was good. Then my second ever video that I watched of them was that tier list video. So that's why I was like, wait, is this how they normally do content? Because I fucking hate this shit. And I just know that I'm not like their target demographic. I'm a much like older age bracket, whatever the fuck they're looking for. So I'm probably not their typical demographic, but because that video went viral for like all the wrong reasons, I eventually got to see it. So I was like, yeah, this shit sucks. I hate this. And then like when I saw their follow-up apology video, I was like, oh, wait, these guys, I like these guys. Like they're able to, because they could have just ignored the controversy or just like had, I don't know, we're living in an age of horrible fucking influencer apologies. So like this was probably the best one I've seen.
Yes. I think that to have a good influencer apology nowadays is, especially one that wasn't like AI generated or chat GPT generated, is actually astounding. Did he even use like a pet animal for apology? That's crazy.
No ukulele, any of that shit. Like they could have just made an apology. They could have been like, hey, sorry we put out a shit video. But they did like, they actually were like, hey, let's do the video that we should have done in the first place. And they did, and it was really good. And honestly, my only thing was like sometimes I low key was like, I can't tell if you're like over glazing these now because like you wanna, you know what I mean? Like
Now
like,
you
I was
love
like,
it too much.
I was like, you're saying you think that this is one of the best things you ever seen now? Really? I mean, okay, I'll give you some grace on that. I understand that like you want to make sure like you come off as respectful as possible, but like low key, I was just like, okay, like I'm like, all right, this is a good apology though. The only thing I would add is, where's Sailor Moon? Why didn't you talk about Sailor Moon? But other than that,
That's crazy.
good apology video. And like it was funny because like as soon as we published that video where like I'm dunking on them, I think they commented on our YouTube channel, and they're like, hey, so we made a follow up for this. We made a response for this, and I was like,
that timing just felt really bad.
Yeah,
I will say though, the reason we even started this was because we wanted to do another segment in the show because we're like, what's a fun segment that happened? And then Felix was like, we could do hottest takes. And then this just time went in perfectly with like, wow, this is like a hot take tier list. I am shocked at some of these rankings. We're like watching it before the episode. We're just like, holy fuck, they did not put that there.
Yeah.
I still think I really want to still keep doing hottest takes, but it was just such an interesting, like, this is a hot take. And then they're like, okay, well, we apologize for that. This is like, we redid it. Here it is. I think that's what a great apology.
No, seriously, I genuinely goated apology because it went from an apology into like making a good video. Just like it's just a good video. So I watched the whole thing from start to finish. I generally don't even do that. I don't really watch that much anime/manga YouTube videos, like content about them. So like I was genuinely entertained and I learned a lot from those videos, from that video specifically. So props to them. I think it was a really good follow up, and it takes a lot to. Dude, they were harsh on themselves. They're like, yeah, our jokes are shit. Our jokes and opinions were shit. How we did it was shit. Like it was all bad. It was terrible. So we were like, I was like, fuck, man, you really. I have no notes really, other than Sailor Moon. Watch Sailor Moon. But yeah.
On that regard, I would still like to continue with our hot takes segment. This could be the very first part of it. But for people who don't know, we're looking for your hottest takes in our comment sections. And every week or every time we do this episode, we're going to be going through those comments. We have Felix over there with some of the comments that he is going to pull up. And we're going to react to some of these takes.
Yes. So this is from episode 40 when we first did our call to action.
Yes.
I will try to best pronounce the usernames, but some of them are hard to pronounce. Iraso or Araso, hot take, Don is mid, and it was only hype because of the intro.
Okay.
As someone who has watched, like, I would say about 20% of every season, 20 to 30% of every season, Don used to be my favorite running manga for 2 years, 1 to 2 years. I would say there were maybe some arcs, especially the storybook arc at the very end that was a little slow in between, that I ended up dropping for a little bit of the section, but in no way, shape, or form do I think it was ever mid. I think that they did such an astoundingly great like adaptation of like essentially like a aliens and folklore spin. I think it was fantastic. The characters are really awesome. And when you're reading it, like they really do not focus so much on the like kind of like, I guess, the things that I have problems with in the anime, you know, the more like really weird sexual shit that I'm like, okay, you don't have to focus it on like 5-10 minutes specifically here, where it's just like one panel or two panels in the anime. I do think that it was astounding when it was coming out. Do I still think it is incredible? No, maybe not. I dropped it. So it's something where it's like, I'll probably go back to it later. But it is, from when I was reading it for the 2 years, and for the stuff that's coming out right now, I went to movies to watch both the first 3 episodes of the first season, first 3 episodes of the second season. It's legit. It's really, really good. Don't think it was ever mid.
Yeah, it's fun. I guess for me, it's just like, we're both people who read the series before the anime was even a thing. So like
we were glazing the shit
we were
out
glazing
of
the shit out of this before the anime was even premiered. So obviously we're both going to disagree that like it's only good because of the hype intro. But I also just think it was like a great product that was elevated with an even more memorable intro. So, but the thing is, like Scarra said, I actually have a lot of problems with the anime. Well, I'm able to see past it just because I like Dandadan as a whole. But if for people who don't want to read the manga, I can't recommend the anime for them because like it does like portray a lot of really uncomfortable shit for too prolonged a period, in my opinion. Like all the sexualized stuff was like maybe a few panels in the manga, like Scarra said, but then like in the anime, it's like, dude, the fucking season 2, the onsen scene, I'm like, bro, like I'm gonna fucking flip.
I will say, I do think they show it as like this is a horrible situation kind of deal, and not like a thing where it's like some sort of like fantasy or some weird shit like that. But it is one of those things where it's like, especially because our close friends are people who don't really watch much anime unless it has, especially with things like this, it's hard to watch an anime like that and be like, yeah, I'd recommend it, because none of my friends would watch it. I had Dan nights at my house, and we watched Dan, and I had to sit through that shit, and they would just look at me and be like, huh, we're watching this tonight, huh? And I'm like,
dude, the thing is, like,
I'm sorry, man.
Despite you saying that it's shown as like a horrible bad thing, I actually feel like they actually use it as like a comedic moment. Like they kind of play it off more comedically, like, and not like as terrible as it actually is. So that's why, like, I just feel it felt like a very male gaze like scene. You know what I mean? So
I'm not sure, but I definitely felt uncomfortable about it, and it's like, if it's uncomfortable for me, and like this is the stuff that I usually like glaze over in the manga because it's a lot shorter and a lot less focused on. It's just not something I'm comfortable recommending people, and everyone has different levels of comfort for this kind of stuff. It just passed my level. That's it.
Yeah, same. I was really bummed out because I was like, oh, my friends are not going to feel comfortable watching this.
Yeah, and I there's no such thing as standing at nights at my place anymore.
There's so much good stuff in this series, in my opinion. Well, I'm also like you, where I kind of fell off, and like I'll randomly be like, oh, right, new chapter. Let me read the last 5 or 6 to like catch up to where we are. I don't think the momentum is nearly as good, or like there's not as much momentum, in my opinion, as there was in the beginning of the series. But it's like something that I'll probably like binge, right, and not like try to catch up on weekly.
I think at worst though, I'd put it at like a 7.5, 7. It's a good.
The beginning was like a 9 for me,
Yeah.
and now it's like a 7. I agree.
It's minimum. It cannot be mid. Like there's so much shit like that's bad or terrible or just straight mid. Like Shield Hero exists, and that shit is just trash. Like that to put anything near that like hurts me. So yeah.
Next hot take is from Hades Elder Sage.
Great fucking game, by the way. Sorry, Hades, I mean.
My anime take on first episodes. Goblin Slayer is my S+ tier standalone first episode. It sets the tone of the series and world building so well that you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. It may turn into a harem anime, but you know when goblins are being slain, shit hits the dial to overclocking.
I answered first in the last one. Go for it. I have some shit to say. Go for it.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't watch the first episode of Goblin Slayer. I don't think I watched Goblin Slayer. I read the manga for it. I think that Goblin Slayer's first chapter felt a little gratuitous, in my opinion, and just kind of it actually, I find it to be the opposite, where like it doesn't keep up that level of gratuitous violence and exploitation throughout the series. It becomes more of like a pretty like standard fantasy series where the violence is a little more like, there's a little more violence than I guess your average fantasy series. But like, I think the first episode was like a 9 or a 10 in terms of like how much they dialed up the violence and just I guess all the like the really shocking, like the shock factor of the first episode, I guess first chapter, was so high that it kind of like numbed me on anything that came after that. Where yeah, pretty much that. Like I don't think maybe I'm misremembering. I have not read Goblin Slayer in years.
I completely agree with this guy. I also, to be fair, didn't watch the first episode. I did see some clips of it, but that does not do an anime justice. But my entire interpretation of that series is that it was super graphically violent early, and it, as a way to grip the viewers to keep reading, but it falls off a cliff and never fulfills any kind of like it doesn't stay at that level. It doesn't do anything new crazy. They have They have party members. They do sometimes go back to that level of violence. Goblins are the main like enemy in this regard, but it never really kind of elevates itself into some sort of like really crazy show. I would say you want banger first episodes that are like, wow, when I first read and then when I first watched Attack on Titan, the very first, like, that was like a holy fuck. Hold your fucking horses. We got peak. Like the very first episode of that, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like stuff like that is like, wow. Like, wow. Whereas like it was more of a shock thing for me for Goblin Slayer. Like, as a person who, by the way, ended up not finishing Attack on Titan. The first episode of Attack on Titan, wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, okay, I don't like love all of Attack on Titan, but goddamn, before they leave those walls,
It is crazy.
It's like, they do not let off the fucking gas pedal. I will say, like, once they started really diving into
the politics,
and like all of that, and a lot of people are gonna disagree with me on this take and say that like things like went over my head. I just didn't find it that enjoyable. Post, I don't know what you would even call that arc if it wasn't an individual arc, but I just remember like I started losing more and more interest the more convoluted the plot became. I really love the mystery of Attack on Titan, and the more they unraveled this mystery, the less satisfied I felt.
Where did you guys stop?
I read the whole thing.
I stopped time skip.
I read the whole thing. I didn't watch the whole thing though. I think I
Okay.
watched like the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And then I watched like the concluding movies.
When I was watching Attack on Titan, it was very like, I did not watch the first season until like maybe a few years ago. And so by that time, season 3, part 2 had already come out. And my friend was telling me, oh, season 3, part 2 is so good. You just have to get past season 2 and season 3, part 1. And I'm like, okay. And I'm glad that I watched all of it, because like when you do get to like the big reveal and you see everything and the world just expands exponentially, you're like, holy shit.
I think I stopped at time skip. I think that a lot of the political stuff is much harder to take as a week by week thing.
Yeah.
Especially the action stuff is always easy to digest week by week, for
Yeah.
sure. It's super easy. But when you start unraveling the intrigue, it really does feel like a little bit of a drag. Like even whether you're watching or whether you're reading, I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? They did the time skip, and I'm like, do I really give a shit? And my answer was not that much. So I dropped on a little bit past time skip. And I never really wanted to go back. It's one of those things where I still, whatever people think, I still value a lot. I watched a lot of the first couple seasons. I read up until the time skip. I think it's like the very first parts of it, super peak, literally like 9, 10 out of 10, crazy experience. And then it turned into Gundam. But like,
I just think, so like the conclusion of the anime, the series, or like the second half, in my opinion, was like a 7. But then like the first half was like a 10.
Straight.
But then in my
banger.
shitty math, I would be like, dude, I would give it an 8.5 overall.
I think that's fair. I think it just depends on what you value more. Like you see it as like a current object, but we're talking, this guy's talking first episode, first initial thing. I think when I first saw Attack on Titan, I was like witnessing like a new form of like a revelation. You know, I was like, holy shit, this is a godly text and visuals from like some demon or angel. I don't know what the hell is going on.
I mean, this is my hot take. I just think Goblin Slayer's first episode should have just been like a movie, and then they don't do anything after that. Like, maybe that's a horrible take that I'll get flamed for, but I don't really think Goblin Slayer did anything that interesting after the first episode.
I watched the first episode, and I think the reason why I disagree with this person's take is that I feel like a good first episode, like an S+ tier first episode, should make the viewer want to keep watching. I watched that episode because I heard about all the controversy surrounding it.
Yep.
I was like, all right, how bad could it really be? I watched it, and it not like you guys talked about how Don made people uncomfortable. This made me like, I was like, oh, I really don't want to watch this. It wasn't just like I'm uncomfortable. It's like, this is like starting to like affect me in like not good ways. I don't like that. And if this is the tone that you're setting for the first episode, you're not going to make me want to keep watching, even if the show turned out to be completely different. So that's why I can't say it's an S+.
I really do wish at this point they made a side story that follows, I think, either the main character at a different time period or a different character in the thing. I wish I read that so I could have another take on this subject matter, because maybe it got better. I just remember when I read the initial stuff, I was like, and then I found that there's a side story. I was like, why the fuck did this get a side story? At the very least, I know why Vigilantes from My Hero happened because like that's
a cool side story.
That's like a
It's better than the original. I would even say. I don't think the main My Hero is that good, and I think Vigilantes had more interesting characters and more interesting. I don't know.
Damn,
Okay.
the hot take came from over here. Woo!
No, but yeah,
scorching.
Goblin Slayer. The last thing I remember reading for Goblin Slayer was I think them preparing for a goblin raid on a village, and like the most shocking thing that I saw was they nailed women to like shields or some shit to like prevent them from like shooting them with arrows. Like I guess they kidnapped women. And you just see a bunch of naked women like nailed to like their shields. And I was like,
I think
that's like the Goblin Slayer shock factor that I was kind of expecting. But if I remember correctly, they had some sort of solution for it, whether it was like sleep magic or something. They were able to save the women on the shields, if I remember correctly. I could be making this shit up. That's like the last thing I remember while I was like reading. I was like, oh, like that's okay. That's like kind of like the level of shock factor I was expecting from Goblin Slayer. So,
all right, next.
Yeah.
We're over this.
Yeah.
Next hot take.
All right, next. This will be the last one because I think we've been going for a while. But this one's for me. I think Freerun is mid.
We need a new fucking production person.
Okay, this is like the harshest way I could say it, but in reality, how I would probably talk to most people of it is that I just don't think Freerun was for me. It personally, I thought maybe it's just because of the anime that I have watched and like have grown up with. It's like a lot of action and like,
I've killed this man in my mind like 30 times, by the way.
My take on Freyrun, because I've had a couple people watch this. It took a lot of episodes for them to get in. Both Lily and Jody needed about anywhere between like 5 to 11 episodes to get in. Once they got into it, it was great. I think that it is a story, even when reading, it's supposed to be a little bit slice of life paced.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in the modern era, you're going to be having like a little bit less attention span than before.
Yeah.
So it is rough a little bit there. I think of this is going to sound really sad. I think of when it's paced like that, but not in a slow progression story way, but like kind of as kind of as the overall theme of the story. It's kind of refreshing. I read it because it was a refreshing take on a common trope. And the way that they ended up telling the story was so unique that I was willing to read it week by week and then watch the anime. And I was like, oh, fucking, they did a great job.
I do have a confession.
What?
I think I've only seen season 1 of Freerun.
Isn't there only
There's only one season, so that's great.
Yeah.
I didn't finish season 1 of Freerun.
Oh,
That,
okay.
I mean, I'll be honest. We're both gonna say this. I didn't watch the end of the second exam.
She fought
Herself.
her
Yes.
clone, right?
Yeah.
Like that was in
Her
season
rock-
1?
Yeah, that was in
Yep.
season 1. I
So
think
many
it was towards the
episodes
end.
of season 1.
24.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I watched the first 12.
So
Okay.
I watched the first 16, 16 to 17. I've read well past this, but I remember I just usually only watch anime when people are watching in the living room. So I was watching, I think, with Jody till episode 17, and then I went to go do something, and she finished the rest. So it was one of those things where it's like it's not a big deal for me because I've already read it, and I personally think Freyrun's story is not. It's very good. I think that, however, because of how it gets portrayed week by week, Freyrun sometimes, especially in one of the future arcs, was slow as shit. I don't mind how the story progressed. I was just like, holy fuck, I had to drop this for 8 chapters and come back.
I don't know how to explain it because I understand why you say it's not for you. There's just like an aura of like calm or
Yeah.
like even like serenity when it comes
Yeah.
to like how the story and the characters are portrayed. No one is like wacky or
Yeah.
crazy. Everyone seems to be so dignified and have like so much poise that like I feel like some people can interpret it as like, oh, this is like boring. Like people are just like kind of, no one has energy, I guess.
Yeah, I guess like it almost felt like I was listening to or like reading like a fairy tale, like a more like traditional fairy tale rather than like, I guess when I come into shows like anime, specifically what I've heard about Freerun is like, oh, it's like kind of slow. It's like, it's slice of lifey. But I was like, oh, I've watched slice of life anime and I watch a lot of fantasy anime. And I guess one of my not gripes, but like one of my hesitancy of enjoying it was that I felt like the magic system did not click that well with me. I was just like, it's very simple, which is great. But for me, I really like complex magic systems in the shows that I watch in fantasies, where it's like, oh, like I want to know the intricacies, and it's like, so
I'm pretty sure season 2 has a very like a complex magical like thing is part of the main things of season 2.
Okay.
Well, I will also say that I think Freeman's magic system still feels like a little bit of a mystery. You know what I mean?
It is because it's like you meet like the god of magic, essentially. Like you meet like
Yeah.
and then you have Freeman, who also is like a stellar fucking insane magic user,
Yeah.
and you never really get to see like what an giga overpowered magic even looks like.
Also, like the way things build up is so different in Freeman, where like there's no training arc. It's just like a lot of kind of like talking around like the lore of people and how strong they are, and then all of a sudden there's a scene where it's like, oh, she just is that fucking strong.
Yeah.
Like you keep questioning your mind, like how strong is Freeman really? Like she's so silly and unserious most of the time.
Yeah.
And then she fights the big bad, and you just realize, oh, she is that girl. She's got that.
Yeah.
I think the main growth you see in terms of magical like expertise comes from Fern.
Yes. Yeah, I would say
where she's like the newbie, whereas from Freyren, her growth is through character development. Like she starts to understand that like because she's so long lived, she sees time differently. She starts to realize like her experiences in the past were more worthwhile than she originally thought. And so like, yeah, unfortunately, you see a lot of the magic system growth from the side characters. That's why Denkin was so loved. That's why who was it? The other one? Was it Ubel? The green hair girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a lot of the side characters were more beloved because they were different, loud. They were had like cool like appearances, and they even had like interesting magic stuff. The fucking guy with the glasses who was just nonchalant the whole time.
Dude,
the
I will
duping
say
guy.
the energy of Freeman is nonchalant. Every character is fucking nonchalant. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head who's had like a meltdown.
Oh, that
like
one
from
guy.
the enemies
Stern.
to the.
Stark?
Stark. Sorry, I don't know why. I
But
said
even
Stark.
Stark's meltdown is so mild in comparison to
Yeah.
like other series. Where Stark, like I feel like is kind of like seen as like the crybaby a little bit, but like even then, he's like the comedic relief character in a lot of situations. But everyone in the series is just so they're just chill, bro. They're just chill like that.
Freyren is like emotionless, and then you have Fern that like shows a little bit of emotion with but was also trained under Freyren. No, nothing. And then you see like the side characters which are showing all the emotion. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. There's even in the most recent chapter of Freeman. This is like very light spoilers, but there's a character who gets his arm cut off essentially, and after his arm gets cut off, he's just like, I'm surprised he didn't kill me. You know what I mean? It's just like everyone's kind of got like in any other series, they'd be like, oh fuck, oh shit, they got my no. But in this one, he's like caught and has his arm sliced off, and then now there's like a sword at his throat, and he's just like, I'm surprised he didn't kill me. Like or like, oh, I'm surprised you're giving me a second chance, and it's just like everyone kind of has that energy, and I could see like how people are kind of like, oh, dude, like show a little more emotion, but like. For me, I really like the vibe of Freeman, but I guess if you don't like that vibe, Freeman will not be for you. But I do think that Freeman is a lot of show, don't tell. Or like, it's a good amount of show, a good amount of tell. And I love the world building in it. I think the enemies are so uniquely interesting where like, listen, man, I love that in a world where Demon Slayer, every fucking bad guy has a tragic backstory that makes them empathizable. But in Freeman, the bad guys are often just like, oh, they're just like
Evil.
Yeah.
They are actually just fucking evil.
The pause is no backstory. The pause is like, oh, they were more evil than you thought.
Yeah, they are just fucking evil, and yet still they are really interesting.
Yeah.
So
I think I will definitely watch season 2 when it comes out, because I think, and probably rewatch season 1, just because like it is a show that I want to like, but because of maybe it's kind of because of public perception of like, man, Freeman is so goated, and I want to like it, but I just think I need to sink my teeth into it a bit more.
I think
that comes from watching like season 2 or like reading the manga more.
I think it's like I don't read One Piece. Really.
It could just
And
not
peop-
be your cup of tea.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like you don't have to like everything, you don't have to love everything. Like there are people out there who don't like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
And that's fine. Listen, I don't think any
He said that,
no
but like-
series is owed your time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No series is owed your time. The only problem that I have is when people will not watch something, or they'll watch one episode or two and be like, this shit is mid. This is dog shit. This is terrible. Like having really strong opinions on things that you've hardly watched, I think that's lame.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I will never say that. Actually, no, fuck it. I actually am allowed to have an opinion on One Piece. If I read like 800 chapters of One Piece, I think I'm allowed to have a fucking opinion. But even so, I will still not say One Piece is bad. I would just say One Piece is not for me.
Yep.
Yeah, which is why like I preface by saying like the hot take version of what I'm about to say is Frieren is mid, but then what I would probably like if I'm trying to rage bait my friends who love the show, that's what I would say.
It's okay. You're
But
just
if-
not getting your salary this month. It's not a big deal.
But if I want to say it like, you know, in a normal conversation, I'd be like, oh, Frieren just wasn't for me. And, you know, I'll probably watch season 2. But because I think in season 1, I was like, I feel like the story is just getting started. And I just need more like something.
The
to, like-
funniest thing is I feel that the story getting started part for Chainsaw Man. And the thing is, the people love Chainsaw Man the first season, and the readers are just like, you have not seen shit yet.
That's how I felt about when Solo Leveling the first season came out. I was like, because I read the entire thing multiple times before that. And I think maybe this is also an indicator as to why Frieren wasn't for me. Because I read Solo Leveling multiple times. But
I think Solo Leveling is actually only really good at the beginning. This is my hot take. Up until
interesting.
when they introduce national level hunters, and then they introduce the evil after that is when the story turns to shit.
Dude, there's no conflict in that series. After a certain point, like as the series becomes in, oh my god, this is our hot take, I think, where it's like the series becomes like significantly less interesting when Sung Jin Woo no longer
Can't lose.
struggles.
Wait, but that to me, that's like the cool part. That's like
This-
the aura, like
This
I think it's
Yeah.
way more interesting when he's actually like struggling against his enemies. Like when he barely wins against the Crimson Knight. I forgot his like actual name, but like when he barely wins and he basically won
Egress.
off of a gimmick and then him going easy on him,
yeah.
like the Crimson Knight going easy on Sung Jin Woo, that was a peak fight in my opinion.
I think his best fights are ones before he becomes full power. Like
Yeah.
he's got Beru, he's
Yeah.
got that Crimson
Egress.
Knight. He like all of his like his summons, and then he eventually becomes. Is this in the anime already? Where I can see?
No, not yet. I think the anime finished with him getting Beru.
Oh, okay, so what happens is like eventually that they do the next rank up of like national level hunters. I think they've already introduced the concept in the anime.
Yeah.
I think as soon as the power scaling gets to that next level, and then they introduce the next level of bads, is when I was like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this? At that point I was like, he's unstoppable, but also like there's high stakes. The story doesn't really have like any kind of future character development. It's just we put the gas to the action. We hope it plays itself. And I much prefer Ragnarok. And
I also
in terms of like compared to the second half of Solo Leveling,
Yeah.
I think I'm enjoying Ragnarok way more because it's like an interesting new premise on their powers, and it's
Yeah.
like he can have different allies, actual maybe allies that actually do shit that are not his summons.
yeah.
And so I'm like much more interested. So that's it. I think it's a fun time. I will never say that. So I used to be like Solo Leveling's dog shit, but I've read it, I've reread it, and I think that I used to read the web novel before it finished. So it's like I think after a reread, I was like, you know what? It's brainless fun. I read isekais for fun. I'm not gonna shit on this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I never thought that Solo Leveling was bad. It was more like it's like junk food. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's
And I love junk food.
Dude, I fucking love junk food too. But like for anyone that I just think that it's like it's not a very like deep read by any chance.
Yeah.
By any means, it's just entertaining and fun to see.
I think it's messed up when I cannot name characters from that show. And people, the funniest thing has always been like, name 5 characters from that show that aren't like Cha whatever
Cha-Hae-in.
and any of his summons.
To be fair, we can't remember the names of any characters from any series.
But the thing is, I remember the Freyrin characters. So like the series I remember the more characters in, I think I'm attached to a little bit more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like even when you have like when I think of One Piece, like I am attached to those characters a lot of times because I feel like some of the character development for like Chopper or for Sanji or Zoro were either cool or great. And so it's like I do not remember a lot of characters, but sometimes I think the stuff I do remember tells me something, at least a little bit. Thanks, Mitsuri.
Yeah. Happy to help. I wish you had the cosplay of the snake guy, the snake Hashira.
I can order it. I can get it.
I keep forgetting that I'm wearing this,
But
by the way.
we can get an actual snake to put around your neck.
I should love that. I think snakes are so cool.
Snakes are cool.
You should get a pet snake.
Snakes are cool.
I need a hobby. Maybe it's
Oh,
I get a pet snake and it's bets on sports gambling for me, depending on where it lies in the.
You think you're Michael Reeves, bro? Come on.
I need to ask.
No. You been reading anything lately? Anything of note?
I'm really sad because all the stuff I've been recommending recently has gone on either hiatus or like has stopped. So I recommend Regalia of the Underdog.
Dude, okay, yeah. Everything you recommended me, I've read all the chapters too. I'm like, you recommended me
11 chapters hasn't come out with another.
I'm like, dude, you recommended me like 2 or 3 series that all have like less than 20 chapters. What's your problem?
That other thing I recommended you, do you remember the name off the top of my head? Also has 11 chapters, hasn't updated.
Is it the one about the hunter that like he's works for a black company?
Yes.
That one? Yeah.
So I recommended to Peter.
It's like Kaishane?
It's a very
he's a live streamer hunter, basically.
It's so funny. This is one of my favorite kind of stories in the sense that like it's just really cute in the sense that it's a live streamer salaryman who works for a black company. And then he accidentally live streamed something to like YouTube instead of to his private company for a record keeping. And then he becomes a overnight sensation as a live streamer and then quits his job and becomes a full-time live streamer. And he is a super overpowered salaryman. And it's really cute because you get to read the live stream reactions to him being super OP. I think what a fun way to tell a story. And I'm so sorry as I keep scrolling down and I
Are you looking for the name?
I mean, there's only 7 chapters. Really, how could I miss this shit? But okay, I was gonna recommend I think I've talked about this in the past. A Mount Hua, a Phantom Swordsman, Genius Phantom Swordsman of Mount Hua sect. It just went on hiatus last week. So it's like, am I really gonna recommend shit that is gonna go on hiatus? This one is one of my more preferred Miram ones, but it's like, how can I keep recommending shit that goes on hiatus, man? It's actually so bad. I feel really bad. This one, so the Salaryman one with 8 chapters right now is called Sachiku Kensei Black Guild Kaishin, some bunch of words.
In English, I have it, is overpowered and underpaid, an OP swordmaster turns hit streamer.
God, I wish we had someone here to be like, is this a real anime or a real manga or not?
We'll do a new segment.
Anyways, that is what I would recommend, as well as the Genius Phantom Swordsman of the Mount Hua. It's like, God, these names and titles just sound so awful, but I promise it's good. And I am so sorry for recommending stuff with 8 chapters or going on hiatus. It is just the stuff I'm reading right now, and the stuff I think is excellent.
You're not fucking sorry, dickhead. You're not. Because you wouldn't stop. You wouldn't keep doing it. You keep doing it.
What do you got?
Okay, I finished The Greatest Real Estate Developer. It's done. The final chapter
I
came
keep
out.
getting asked about
It's
this.
done.
Okay.
I would say that it was a pretty satisfying ending. I still wish I think it could have gone on for longer, but I'm like overall happy with how it ended, and it was like it's just a very feels good series overall. Just straight up the very feels good series. Once again though, it falls into, well, I don't know how spoilery I should get. I won't. Okay, so I just wish they could have fleshed out a little more of the relationships that he had, because
Mr. Romance.
Yes, but overall still a satisfying read. I've been reading a lot of American comic books recently.
I saw.
I've been reading. I started Superior Spider-Man, which is the story of Doc Ock trading his consciousness from his dying body into Peter Parker Spider-Man. So
Peter Parker goes into Doc Ock's body, and Doc Ock goes into Peter Parker's body.
Is that the episode where Doc Ock finds out that he's been holding back the whole time?
Yes.
I only know about that from that.
Like he does realize how unbelievably strong Spider-Man was. Like he's like, oh shit, like I'm fucking this dude up.
Yeah, that's when the readers are realize that like Spider-Man's been holding back.
He's fucking strong. But it's an interesting series. I don't know if this should have been like my first read.
I'm surprised you didn't start with Absolute.
Well, I would say in the Marvel universe.
Okay,
that's fair. I'm also reading Absolute Batman, which is pretty good. I still think I need to read this shit on an iPad or something. Like reading this shit on like a dinky phone is not the way.
I think comic books, the best part of them is the fact that their art is incredible.
Yeah.
Whereas like especially when you have things like Korean manga where you're meant to kind of scroll down, the amount of detail is not too high. Whereas like the story is being told in this form kind of deal.
Yeah, it's kind of both. Where you know how like regular manga is black and white, but it's like really detailed.
Yeah.
And manhwa is in color, but usually like a little less detailed, where it's easy to just like skim and read. American comic books kind of just are the best of both worlds in that regard. But I will say that sometimes you'll like the art will be like a little funky looking in my opinion. I
think the downside of American comic books is that the paneling makes it so that the text is. It's a lot of text to read at a very low size font.
Yeah.
So usually I prefer the more Asian alternatives because you could read it easily at a glance to keep going. Whether that means I like to read it more as like a junk food kind of thing, it's hard to say. But I do feel like as a medium, it's combining pictures and words. I like being able to read a little bit less. And when I have to read more like Hunter x Hunter style more, my eyes glaze over.
Hunter x Hunter, holy shit. Paragraph x paragraph.
Hunter.
Yeah, I don't know. I went to a comic book shop with Sid recently.
Yeah.
Because she was picking up she was picking up some new issues of comics for her Comic Book Wednesday, which you should check out on her TikTok account and also her other social media.
She mainly uses her TikTok to do comic book updates, which I think is really funny.
It's great. I love it.
It's like literally I'm like, wow, you're a nerd. Like,
it's my new TV show.
You are such a nerd.
She's a nerd. She's a real nerd.
Yeah, like I'm like a fake nerd.
You are actually a fake nerd. But yeah, I went with her and I actually picked up 2 comics and it was, I think, Predator versus Spider-Man. I don't know the actual name. I don't know if it's like Predator kills Predator versus Spider-Man. I don't know the title. And I was just thinking when I saw this Predator versus Spider-Man thing, I was like, oh, like how really violent could this get? Because this is like a Marvel comic, right? Isn't this kind of like PG-13 shit? Nah, dude, Predator is legit fucking vivisecting these guys. Like real murder, like people chopped up into pieces, just straight fucking killing people. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that they got this graphic in a Marvel comic, because they never would get this graphic in like a Marvel movie, I think.
I don't think there's ever been a Marvel movie that is that graphic.
No, Predator is like straight, like you'll just see like skinned bodies being strung up, missing body parts and shit. It gets really violent. And also I picked up the first issue of Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. And dude, Predator is fucking murking guys, dude.
Hey, so this is the Predator from Alien versus Predator.
Yes.
The futuristic race with like the
yes
the iPad on his wrist.
Yes.
And then
that Predator. And
he is killing Marvel superheroes.
Yes. So I don't really know how the continuity in these kind of expansive Marvel. Like,
I just assume it's just
it's probably a side story that it's like, oh, this is kind of like a hypothetical if these things were to happen.
Yes.
But like, yeah, in the open. Okay, spoiler warning. But yeah, Predator in the first issue of Predator Kills the Marvel Universe, Predator kills the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. He fucking kills all of them. In the first couple pages, he just fucking shoots a laser straight through Peter Quill, kills him, kills Rocket Raccoon, and then he starts picking, like he fucking decapitates.
Isn't Drax?
He decapitates
Drax incredibly OP in the comics.
Yeah, but not OP enough to take on. He decapitates him in one panel, kills Gamora, kills Groot, and like in the following panels, he fucking takes Groot's head and uses it as a torch. Like he's murking people, dude. So I'm like, holy fuck! I didn't know the shit that gets this violent in Marvel, because I feel like I've always in my head thought of Marvel being more accessible in terms of like audience age. and DC being like a little more dark in terms of like how dark the stories
no, I
can
can see
get.
that.
But no, yeah, I think Marvel can get just as like dark and down and dirty with that shit.
I
So-
definitely feel like I'm very disconnected from English, like comic books and like kind of web novels.
Mhm.
I feel like there is a lot of potential there, and obviously, like if it's base English, it should be more easily consumable. My biggest thing is just like the art is phenomenal, but I prefer the style, Asian styles more. On top of that, it's mainly just a reading thing. I definitely feel like the amount of text per panel tends to be on the higher side. Not true for all panels, but definitely true for some. I have been getting a lot of Absolute on my TikTok. For people to know, Absolute Marvel is like a reimagining of like different versions of Marvel characters.
DC.
Sorry, is it DC?
Batman?
Oh yeah, you're right. It's DC. I am so sorry. And the best thing about Absolute, it's so funny. It's like there are just like Bane is literally like a gigantic 12-foot buff dude. There's Absolute Croc, which is like an alligator croc like monster, and then there's Absolute Catwoman, which is just she's hot.
She's hot.
And I'm like, really? You're gonna make Joker and all these guys freaks, literal freaks of nature?
I will say that Bane, I think his visual, he looks the most similar to his like original design.
Yeah, just like
versus like the other Absolute villains that have showed up so far. Like a lot of these other Absolute villains, they straight up look like Lovecraftian nightmarish creatures.
yeah, absolute freeze. Absolute Joker has gotten the most crazy stuff because he looks like he is made from a crazy like alternate
He's almost like a
dimension.
kaiju. Like the introduction to Absolute Joker, or like to Joker in Absolute Batman, he's got a literal like grafted suit of fetuses, like babies,
Oh my
baby
God.
corpses on his body.
Yeah, but I just think it's really funny that Absolute Catwoman is just hot. Like she just looks like Casca.
Also, I think Batman in this series is like canonically like 8 feet tall, 400 pounds or some shit. He's just like a fucking unit. But yeah. Like they completely changed his origin story for Absolute Batman. I'm still like wrapping my head around it, but like a lot of people, damn, she's fine. A lot of people really like Absolute Batman. I personally think that Absolute Batman is a little bit feels like Misery Simulator, like where Batman just cannot get any wins.
Whatever, man.
But like
he gets a 10th of Peter Parker's power.
No, I fucking guess. His whole body is just a weapon. Like his bat ears are weapons. His fucking chest plate is an axe. His cape is like a bunch of like transfigurable like claws in a cape form. I don't know. Dude's a fucking unit and he's getting his ass beat every issue, or like something horrible is happening to his friends and misery. So
It is a very unique spin on stuff, and I think Marvel and DC are both doing their own like alternate universe versions. It's cool. I definitely feel like they know they need to capture new audiences, and they're trying to do their best for ways for people to insert themselves into stories that have been told for like a decade plus.
yeah,
decades
I will
plus.
say that TikTok is doing so much heavy lifting for advertising their shit though.
Yes.
Because I will say that seeing like a slideshow of all the Absolute villain designs made me like it went from like, oh, this is cool to like, oh, I kind of want to read this and see what it's like.
I saw Absolute Justice League, and that's a story that I'm excited to follow. Even without reading, I know I'm gonna get like the spoiler part or like the spark notes to TikTok. I'm excited to see what happens.
Honestly, with our memory being so shit, we mostly will forget the spoilers of whatever we see on TikTok anyway. So unaffected, unbothered.
I still think it's so funny because of Absolute Catwoman, and you have like Absolute.
Dude, she is so. Dude, I will say that seeing the slide of Catwoman, because they showed all the villains and they showed Catwoman, I was like, well, now you have me interested.
people are like, this is a Batman's only saving grace. He gets to fight like freaked out human freaks of nature, and then comes back to Batwoman.
I will say though that Alfred, he's a fucking G. Like he's sick.
Is he? This is like he's like an actual like.
He's not just a butler, or he's not even a butler. He's like a contract killer. He's fucking sick. I want to have his aura when I'm whatever age he is. I will say he has like a 12 head though. There are some panels where Alfred's head looks like it's the same size as his body. I swear to God. Sometimes the proportions in American comics could look a little crazy. 18 head, never mind. It is actually much bigger than I remember.
Every time I see panels of this stuff, I'm always like, wow, the artists just go crazy.
Yeah.
I cannot believe they do full panel weekly releases of comic books where they're forced to do this good on the panels.
I do want to
this
see
good
like the
art.
behind the scenes of like the teams involved to make, because there's no way it's one guy penning, inking, writing, coloring, right? It has to be similar to like a manga where like they have a studio team, right?
Yeah, usually they have a couple people, but I don't know, man. Even if it's a couple of people, I'm always impressed. Like what people could do in crunch time, week by week basis, is always super impressive.
Yeah, I do feel like I opened like a Pandora's box of like,
hey,
oh shit,
you're happy to
there's
get
way more things for me to read.
Yeah, you're happy to get to more hobbies. I'm looking for more hobbies. So
read American comics.
well,
They're pretty good.
Next time we get back to you, we'll update you on more American comics. I'll update you on snakes plus sports betting. And hopefully we can come to a good middle ground.
Dude, just read more about your favorite Marvel heroes like Wonder Woman and Superman.
I'll read more about Catwoman.
Did that go way over his head? Did he know that I said Marvel and then listed a bunch of DC characters? I have no idea if he noticed that.
I didn't. I literally just went right here. Anyways, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time here at Fake Fans.
Give us more hot takes. More hot takes.